So the financial security of an effective marketer. Earlier in the day, we talked about this a lot in this program. Consistency is the phase one, efficiency is phase two, proficiency is phase three. Right? So you need to track these things, because many agents, when I ask them, hey, do you know what your return on investment is? No, I just sent a couple of cards here and there. It's worked for me. I've heard that before. You have to track it. You don't have to be this complex. So when I teach these classes, we have the simple and then we have the complex. You can just look at these things, build it out, and do what you want with it. Right, so number of listings, 20 listings, calls per listing. How many calls did you make? So you marketed to people, but how many calls did you make? But Mike, isn't that the whole purpose of marketing? Yes and no. You can get, let's call it a 1% return, right? So let's say if you mailed out 1,000 postcards, you get 1% response rather. You still need to call people, that's number one. Okay, you still need to call people. And then the reality is that those that are not responding, you should be calling those as well. That's the point. And then you track it. You track all the things. You track everything, show up rates this way. Why? If you're having a lot of success in a particular neighborhood, then double down on that neighborhood, or double down on that complex, double down on that type of property. But it's all by design. I think a lot of people can make just barely 6 figures with not having a plan in this business. But those agents, those top level performers that are making that the chairman club, the platinum club, the diamond club, right? The 250 to 500 to $1 million plus business are things like this. And by the way, I practice what I preach. I'm just not a person that's reading from the slides over here. I've done it before. I've had the highs, I've had the lows, I've had the mids. Okay, I learned that consistency is key. Efficiency is key, proficiency, and it's all over time. You're not going to see, the funny thing is, another thing about our business is you think you're going to enter the business and then tomorrow you're going to be making $1 million. The challenge that they don't teach at the real estate schools is that they don't talk about that you're entering as an entrepreneur, right? RE/MAX Edge is a business that helps people build their business. So the point of that is, you expect, if you were to open a supermarket, or let's just call it, in New York's terms, a corner store, a store that you go in for just the necessities, right? The bottles of water, the milk, the bread, right? But if you were opening that store tomorrow, do you expect that you were going to make $1 million the next month, the next 6 months, even that first year? Because first, what you have to do, you have to find the location to open that store. Then you have to put the inventory. Then you have to put the work, either yourself or employees in there, and then you have to market the place. Are you noticing some similarities here? So be patient. When you're doing these campaigns, it's a matter of consistency and waiting. That's why I mentioned fishing. Because fishing, it's funny, people can go fishing and fish for 8 hours and catch nothing. And then all of a sudden that same day, people say, oh, wow, what a lucky fisherman that was. They caught a bunch of fish. Well, it's patience. It's knowing how to pivot. A lot of experience. So we're talking about a lot of things here, but notice the similarities to the real estate business, fishing and entrepreneurship. That's interesting, isn't it? So getting the property call in off of your marketing. So let's say now you've marketed other listings and you're getting that call. We're going to talk about what to say. Right, so the typical property call and dialogue, the typical agent thinks the only goal of the property call is to provide information. That's my order taker. That's my seamless, my Grubhub order taker. Like, hello, what information would you like? See, most do this hoping the answers given meet the needs of the caller and are resigned to disappointment upon realizing they rarely do. So you give all that information. Is that what the caller wants? Let's talk. Let's have this. Here we go. Here's a typical dial. Hello, I'm calling about your house on 123 Easy Street. I like Maine. Okay. What would you like to know? How much are they asking for the house? The list price is $150,000. We wish, right? How many bedrooms does it have? That home has 4 bedrooms. Okay, thank you. No problem. Bye-bye. And then here's what the typical agent says. I never get any good buyer leads. I never. And we're talking about agents that put even postcards out there. This doesn't work. There are no good buyers out there. There's no good buyers. No. Realtor.com and Zillow have only turned into a multi-billion-dollar business. There's no good buyers out there. Any human being that calls to inquire about property is not good. Because this is your typical dialogue. This is your typical agent says. They think they're order takers. I love it. They're just order takers. What would you like to know about the house? What would you like to know? So the goal of an effective property call is not only to reveal information, but also to label exactly where the caller is in the home buying process. Where are they? Remember, we've told, it doesn't matter that if you're not advertising on these portals, as I just mentioned, because the reality is this is the way the buyers are trained or conditioned today, rather, to shop. They ask a bunch of questions, even if they're 2 years away. So now more than ever, you need to have a better conversation to help guide them and to guide you. So therefore, when someone calls regarding a listing, your goal is to, now if you're talking about internet leads, the first goal, so hold on, before I go into this, what's the first goal, my friends? Ask them when they'd like to see the place. That's the first question you ask. Cannot believe how many agents still go, they scramble to the computer. Hold on. That's frustrating to the buyer. They're busy. Hold on, let me get my phone up. Let me pull over. Guys, just ask them when they'd like to see the place. Stop thinking you need to give them all the information. They have the information. Hello? Is anybody there? Okay. So answer their questions, right? This is therefore when someone calls regarding listing, the goal is to what? Answer any and all of their questions, identify exactly where they are in the buying process, close and or follow up accordingly. Take appropriate action. Your follow-up is key. Now, of course, I want to add a little more information here that's not on the slides. Remember, when you're identifying exactly where they are in the home buying process, they usually won't reveal that until you talk about, remember, family occupation, recreation dream, have a conversation after you've asked them about when they would like to see the place. Say, hey, how's been your experience in the market? What have you looked at so far? Have you made any offers? What do you think about these houses these days? These are nuggets that are not on the slides. These are things that I've used. What do you think about the market these days? What do you think about those houses? What have you seen? And here's some usual answers to someone who's early in the process. Ugh, everything is junk. Everything I've seen, I can't believe they should be embarrassed to show houses like this. It's disgusting. It's overpriced. Do you believe during these crazy times they would ask something like that? I'll tell you a little secret, guys. For decades, people have been saying the same thing. They should be embarrassed by showing properties like that. They should be appalled. Don't be the consumer, be the agent. Stop it. Oh, really? Why were you appalled? Tell me why you were appalled. Why were you upset when you saw this property? Well, my gosh, Mike, they haven't updated that kitchen and bathroom in years. So can I ask you a question, Betty Buyer? If you had a new kitchen and bath, would that be something that's good for you? Oh, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, okay. Well, then, okay, I understand. I completely understand. Why is a kitchen and bath so important to you? Guys, have a human conversation. This is how people break the walls down. This is how you'll get better buyer leads. And you guys might say, well, Mike, this is a marketing class. It is a marketing class. This is how you increase your investment. You're throwing things in the toilet bowl when people are calling off your properties that you're marketing. The postcards you're sending. Right? Someone calls you up a postcard. I'm looking for an apartment. I don't do apartments. You got to call someone else. Click, then you hang up. It's crazy. It's a human inquiring about property. Just because you don't do apartments, have a human conversation. What if they were just looking for an apartment because they just moved from wherever part of town in the United States, and they're only living in the apartment temporarily until they buy a house. Wouldn't you feel silly? I don't do apartments. That's not what I do. Okay, guys, that's okay if you don't do rentals, but it's a human inquiring about some type of property, and aren't you in the real estate business? Talk to them. It could be future business. Have a conversation. Have a human conversation. Can't tell you how many times I've heard people. I don't do rentals. Like you're above somebody. Stop it. You don't do rentals. That's okay. Have a human conversation. Direct that person. Help that consumer out. Because if you help them, law of reciprocity, they help you. Providing information. See, if someone is calling for information about a property, chances are good that they're also calling other agents. Stop being so naive, thinking they're calling you only. Oh, Mike, I had a good conversation. Right. There's no one else that could have a good conversation with a consumer. I had a good conversation. Mike, they really like me. Mike, they really like me. Okay. So the way that you answer the phone and converse with callers is a great opportunity to distinguish yourself from the competition. I can't tell you how many times I've heard agents who are completely distracted by something else. Crazy. They're waiting for the phone to ring, and then they're, I don't know, washing their hands, shopping in a supermarket, going for a run. Guys, if you're busy, don't pick up the phone. When you're on the phone, be ready. But please don't defer. Like, oh, can I call you when I get to my computer? Stop it. They're going to call someone else and it's over for you. Have a conversation. And this goes for you, Ms. Experienced Agent. This goes for you, Ms. This goes for all of you. Have a conversation. You want to increase your return on investment in marketing? Every dollar, every call counts. If you're spending money to make the phone ring, why are you you're treating your money or someone else's money like it's not worth anything. Every human interaction counts in this business. It's a numbers game. The more people you speak to, the more people you help, whether it's direct help or indirect help, the more opportunities you'll have in the future. You know what, Mike, I thought this was marketing. I thought you were going to break down how to create these sales funnels. Yeah, that's marketing, advanced marketing. This is actually the basics that people need to know before you start getting advanced. Because I've seen colleagues, I've seen friends, myself, they want to build this complex marketing campaign, but the basics, they're bleeding money out through the basic part of it. There's no good leads. I don't know. You're bleeding money out the door. If humans are acquiring our property, talk to them, then put them in your database. Rentals, come on. Help everybody, then you'll get what you want. Help everybody, then they'll help you get what you want. So when answering the phone, sound positive, upbeat. Now, hello. It's crazy. If I was a consumer and I heard, hello, yeah, can I call you later? Are you insane? Can I call you later? You're paying money to make the phone ring. Can I call you later? Yeah, I'm busy right now. I'm on appointment. I'm shopping right now. And the worst part is sometimes people are completely honest. I'm with my family. Stop it. They don't care that you're with your family. They don't care. Oh, Mike, that's horrible to say. They don't care. The customer, just like if you ordered food. Could you imagine you called a food store to order your food and they said, can I call you back? I'll cook food later. I'm with my family right now. Like for a split second as a consumer, you'd feel completely bad for that person. And guess what happens? Within one split second, you're calling the next restaurant. And like, oh, I feel bad. I disturbed that person with their family. It's a joke. Stop trying to make people feel bad for you. Oh, I'm actually in the park right now, relaxing. Well, I'm at the beach. Are you insane? I've heard agents say that before. I'm at the beach right now. Can I call you tomorrow? Are you sick? What's wrong? And people who are spending money on marketing, that's the point. The callers must perceive that you sincerely want to help, not that you're busy. I'm walking my dog. Can I call you back? What? I'm going to keep reminding you. Think about that. You're at a restaurant, or you're trying to order food from a restaurant. You're hungry, and the person says, "I'll call you back. I'm doing a quick workout. I'm with my family. I'm going to go for a run. Usually I'm off on this day. I'm usually off on Saturday. So can I call you back at 2 o'clock? I'm free then." They're not going to. That's it. It's over. So to answer callers' questions, always follow your answer with a question. This approach keeps you in control and the caller engaged. So you heard what I said before, right? Oh, tell me about your experience. Oh, you've looked at bad kitchens and baths. Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. So if you were to see a property with a new kitchen and new bath, would that be helpful? Would that be something to be open to? Answer a question with a question. Keep the caller engaged. I'm calling about your list of 123 Main Street. Yes, that's a great property. What would you like to know? How much are they asking? 150,000. Does that fit your price range? Do you feel comfortable with that price range? If you say, can you afford it? You just made them feel silly. You lost the relationship. Can you afford that? Do you have a pre-approval for that? Oh my goodness, I'm going to jump out the window. Make the buyer feel comfortable. Is that something that works for you? Do you want to spend that money? Yes, how many bedrooms does it have? That home has 4 bedrooms. Are you looking for 4 bedrooms? No, we only need 3. Hope you get it, guys.